This is Texans TV.
CJ gets the snap. CJ looking, throwing to the end zone. Touchdown!
Yes!
Houston
Yes!
takes the lead.
Yes!
Dell with the reception. Rock and roll. My goodness. What a comeback.
Go Cougs!
Marc Vandermeer, you're a happy guy.
I am, always.
You're even happier right now because you're on TV talking about the football team that wrapped up a 2023 that was amazing.
Yes, it was amazing. I'd rather be in the AFC Championship game, in the Super Bowl, all of that. But you know what? Considering where it all started about a year ago with the hiring of DeMeco Ryans, where it ended in the divisional round, how about that? Look at us now, like the Paul Rudd gif, right? Look at us now.
Look at us now. Speaking of DeMeco Ryans, you're going to hear from DeMeco Ryans in the show. We're also going to talk with the GM, Nick Caserio, and I get weird with Will Anderson Jr. because I like to get weird with a lot of things, and I'm going to get weird with Will. Plus, we've got to look forward. We're always going to be looking forward on this show this season, so get ready. But Mark, let's look backward just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try and stump you, but it's impossible because I know you're going to have lots of good answers for this. Favorite moment, and I know there's a lot to choose from, favorite moment of 2023. We can include the postseason as well, but what was your favorite moment?
You might think this is subjective, but this is objective. Actually, it's all subjective, right? Your favorite moment is your favorite moment, but it's the Tampa Bay game, the winning drive, the pass to Dell along the sideline was wonderful, but C.J. Stroud to Tank Dell for the game-winning touchdown. I thought that showed the world what this team was going to be, who they were at the moment. It was incredible. Two rookies hooking up like that. You had Daria Gunbowale kicking a field goal in the game.
That was awesome.
That, to me, to cap that day with that moment was incredible.
That is an appropriate answer. I will take that. Okay. I am going to go with the week of beating Indianapolis to get into the playoffs, the next day getting in as the division winner with the Jags losing, and then on top of that, the following week, blasting off against the Browns. This place came unleashed. It was a lot of pent-up energy and rage that had been suppressed for a while, and it just came to fruition. It was a beautiful, beautiful Saturday there in early January.
I heard from people I haven't heard from in a decade plus, right? A lot of people telling me it was the best Texans game they've ever seen, period. Opening night, 2011 playoff game.
I agree with them.
I think there's a lot to be said about that. And the moment with the flashlights on the phones and Don't Stop Believing, that was incredible. No one will ever forget that night. I just picked my personal fave.
Yeah, and that's what I like. That's why it's like he was saying, it's anybody's choice. It's your you probably have something different. I know. I see you. You're nodding your head. You have something. Yeah, that's fine. You can nod your head. I appreciate that. That's why this show is so good. Okay, let's get really weird. Frankenstein. He's put together a lot of different ways. So let's reverse Frankenstein and let's look at C.J. Stroud. What other great quarterbacks traits do you see currently in C.J. Stroud?
Well, I see some Joe Montana in him.
Yeah.
I think that's a good comp, if you will, because he can make plays off schedule. He's very accurate. He throws a very catchable ball. Dan Marino threw the ball very hard, but I'm still stuck on Dan Pastorini saying to me on the air, on the record, that C.J. Stroud
that was cool when he said that.
Has the best release he's ever seen.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, that says something. Even if it wasn't true or not a fact or whatever, to be in the conversation for that. And Drew, the other thing is this. As the accolades poured in, the numbers, the records, week by week with C.J. Stroud, he was compared to some amazing quarterbacks, not just rookie performances, but all-time performances. I think that says a lot.
Hey, you brought up Montana. In 1989, Joe Montana led the league in passing yards per game and the best touchdown-to-interception ratio. Tom Brady did that in 2007 when the Patriots went undefeated. And the only other guy to do that was C.J. Stroud this year. That's a pretty nice little trinity right there, those three doing what they did.
It blows my mind that he only threw 5 picks all year. How does that happen? He's a rookie. Never mind being a rookie, a quarterback, period, throwing it as much as he did.
It was a beautiful, beautiful season for him, and it started in part because the team hired DeMeco Ryans around about a year ago, give or take a few. Let's talk with DeMeco Ryans. This guy and John Harris interviewed the head coach.
Here we go one more time for the 2023 season in the Hyundai Texans radio studio with head coach DeMeco Ryans. Coach, great to see you. I know it didn't end the way you wanted it to, but What a campaign. I know a lot of reflection right now, looking forward to the future. Your thoughts as you embark on 2024.
Oh, wow. What an incredible season. I told our guys this morning, right, really appreciate all of our guys for the work that they put in. Right? I think what goes unnoticed in this season is how many guys have to push through, and they're playing through injuries, they're playing through pain, and they're doing everything possible to just go line up and play. So I just want to let guys know I don't take that lightly, and really appreciative for the guys and the sacrifice that they put their bodies through to allow us to have the season that we had. But, man, many, many great accomplishments throughout the season. A lot of special moments, and I think just none other than just seeing the young group of guys, our rookies, our young players, being able to step in and immediately impact our team, right, and be the reason why we had a successful season. You talk about the impact of CJ, right off the back. Like, you want to win games in this league, you have to have a quarterback, right, who can get the job done, who can lead an offense. And to get a young player his first year to accomplish all of the things he accomplished, all the records he was able to set, and to know he's just getting started, right? It's just so encouraging for the future, and to see where we are when you know you have a young player who's been through those 2-minute drives, who's led our team to winning drives, right? It's encouraging to continue to build on the success that he's had, and, man, what a bright future we have with him.
Coach, I think the word culture is used a lot, and I think sometimes it's not really appreciated or defined very well. You call it vibe, whatever it is. I know Mark and I have talked about this a lot. The fact that we wanted to be in the building every single day to see the guys, to see you, to be around this particular team. How important was it for you to kind of establish the culture, your culture, the way you wanted to see it? And do you feel like you were able to do it to the extent you wanted to this year?
Right, I do feel that, man. That culture, it drives not only the team, but it drives the entire building, right? Our entire organization. But to see, whether it's the business side or see everybody you walk past in the hall, just to see the smiles on everyone's faces, the excitement, right, to be prepping for a playoff game, then feel that buzz and the energy. It's one thing, for me, is to get that culture, right, it's about the people that you bring in, right? And so starting with the free agents that we brought in, and then our rookie class, it's like we brought in the right people who had the right mindset, positive energy, right? They had a ton of success by growing closer together throughout the entire year. I felt like that culture, it kind of permeated when our team continued to get closer and closer and closer, and I felt like, man, we got connected right at the right moment towards the end of the season. We needed to make a run, and we needed a lot of special plays by a lot of special people. Man, it showed up most. So that culture is it's definitely happened quickly, right? And to get that in the first year and to continue to build off of that, I think it's very encouraging for us.
You mentioned in your press conference one of the great memories is the Tampa Bay game because of the way the guys really banded together in that game, and Dare Ogunbowale kicking a field goal. I mean, that kind of was a great example of teamwork right there. Everybody doing even more than their job, maybe.
Right. Yeah, it helps. When my first team, I said, this is going to be a team-first organization. It's going to be about the team. Our first, message to our guys, or the number one rule is to protect the team. So it's all about that team atmosphere. Then you come to the Tampa Bay game, right? Then we got our running back kicking field goals. We got, the plays that our rookie quarterback is making on this 2-minute drive, right, to put us in position, to another rookie, Tank Dale, who's showing up, making unbelievable catches. It was a loose game, fun game. They say, man, we lost our kicker. Like, what? What are we gonna do? And Dare is warming up, and Frankie is going. It's like, hey, Coach, I know his range. He's here, right? It's like I'm listening to the running back's range as a kicker. It's like it's just a game, a moment I'll never forget. And then for me having to make the call to, we were going for two. It's like, you know what? Let's kick it. And he makes it, and to see the reaction from our sideline, to see the reaction from our fans just going crazy. See Dare's reaction with the Steph Curry walk-off moment. It was just such a cool game, one I always remember.
Thanks so much for the entire season of shows. We really appreciate it. We look forward to the offseason.
Thank you, guys. Always a pleasure getting on talking with you guys. You guys have a great offseason as well. Get you some rest.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
1 yard deep in the end zone. Last time he let it bounce, and this is going to be inside the 10. And this is dropped, picked up by Beck. Beck still going, running to the right side. Beck has some room, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's at the 50. He's at the 45 of Jacksonville. Beck across the 30, the 20, the 15, 10, 5. Are you kidding? Rock and roll. Touchdown, Houston. My goodness. 54-yard attempt, left hash mark. Here's the snap. Here's the spot. Here's the kick by Fairbairn.
Yes! Good! The Texans win! Yes! Legendary! Fairbairn knocks it through from 54 as the Texans defeat the former Oilers.
Our off-season kickoff here in the Hyundai Texans radio studio with Executive Vice President and General Manager Nick Caserio. Nick, thanks a lot for being with us. Well, congratulations on a great season. I know the conclusion wasn't what you wanted, but your thoughts as we get into 2024 on a spectacular 2023, really.
Yeah, did a lot of good things this season. I think any time the season ends, it's kind of mars maybe what the positive things you accomplished during the course of the year, but players and coaches did an outstanding job to get to the point where we did accomplish a number of things. A lot of credit to the players for their effort and the work that they put in. Coaching staff, there's just so many people that put a lot of time, a lot of effort into this. Certainly disappointing at the end, but Baltimore's one of the best teams in the league, and that's the competition that we're dealing with in the future. So, but their players should be proud of what they accomplished and what they've done. Really the reality is we kind of put a bow in the 23 season, and now it's about 2024 and putting the 24 team together. But certainly a lot of good memories. Nobody could take it away from anybody, but now we got to move forward.
And I know we're right in the midst of draft season and bowl season, all that kind of stuff. Are you going to get a break a little bit?
Yeah, I'll be the Senior Bowl next week, so I'm sure my wife is ready to hit me over the head with a sledgehammer. But
this is a really busy season for you right now, right? This is the kickoff.
It's like busy season for accountants. This is their time.
Yeah, here we go. Nick, there's going to be a senior showcase. This event has happened for years at the Bubble at the Houston Methodist Training Center. This is for high school athletes in the area to audition, if you will, for D2, D3, NAIA opportunities, and millions of dollars in scholarship funds have been awarded over the course of years. I know you went to a D3 school. What kind of opportunity is that for a young athlete to get that chance?
It's tremendous. I mean, any opportunity that you have, you should take advantage of. And the reality is there's so many good football players out there in the country, and they come from a variety of, I think sometimes the focus is always on the Power 5 and Division I, but there's a number of players in the history of NFL that have come from lower-level programs who have gone on to have successful careers. So it's a great opportunity. It's a great platform for players. Anytime you have a chance to get in front of people and to be able to compete with one another, I mean, I'm very fortunate to be able to play football, even though it was at the Division III level, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I mean, some of my best friends are some of the, still to this day, those are some of my teammates. So there's a lot of good players out there. There's a lot of good people. You really never know where they're going to come from. And we don't care where you come from, how you get to the team, where you were drafted. It's ultimately just about what your performance and what you do when you get that opportunity. So sure, it'll be a fun event, and it's a great chance for those players to compete and put themselves into position to maybe prolong their careers.
Well, it's just an opportunity to play more ball. And I think for young players, a lot of times they don't know a lot of the schools that are out there. We're like, wait a second, I can play football at your school and I can get some scholarship money, and they just don't realize it because they see the Texas A&M, the Texas, but they don't realize there's Southwestern, there's Trinity, there's other D3 schools that they might have an opportunity to go to, or some they may not even know that might end up in Ohio, like Mount Union, like that great school.
You went there. Or John Carroll.
I had to get one in.
Okay.
I had to get one in right at the end.
Get Cecil Shorts on here next. Nick, thanks a lot for all the visits all season long. We appreciate it.
Thanks, fellas. Appreciate you guys.
CJ calls him out. CJ will throw on the first play for the Texans. Steps up, fires deep down the field, and caught by Nico Collins at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Rock and roll! Touchdown, Houston! Wilson escapes the sack, throws left side of the end zone.
Yes!
It's intercepted! The Texans have it! Jimmy Ward! Houston's gonna win! 9 seconds to go!
Will Anderson Jr., let's get serious, or let's not get serious. You got a barbell, it's 45 pounds. How many toddlers, if they were to hold on to that barbell, do you think you could bench press?
Are we talking about bench press? I didn't even bench at the combine. Probably.
And toddlers weigh what, 25 pounds roughly?
I would probably say 3 on each side. What's that?
I bet you could do more than that, you think? So six toddlers with the barbell.
Mm-hmm.
You crank out about 30 reps with those?
Oh, I don't know about 30. Probably 10.
Speaking of weightlifting, what's your favorite exercise to do in the gym with that one?
I'm a big lower body guy, so like I like squats.
Yeah.
I really do like enjoy like power clean, hand clean, things like that. Like just things that like just keep my body moving, like my lower body, of course, and just keep it as explosive as possible. I find those things, you know, more fun to do than upper body.
What's the one animal you never want to be near ever?
A Komodo dragon. Like a lion did it is, but like a Komodo dragon, like they're crazy. Like and they have venom. Like when they bite you, like it's crazy.
Where would we be without our sisters? I got 2 sisters. You've got some sisters. What's something that your sisters remind you of constantly that they're better at it than you are?
Probably just being annoying. Just being annoying.
You mean you're more annoying than they are, or they're more annoying?
No, they're more annoying than me. They're just like little hyenas. Like there's so many of them. You know how hyenas like they always messing with lions. Like
Yes.
They just don't stop. Like they're always around. That's how my sisters are.
Will Anderson, thanks so much for the time. Best of luck to you. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
2nd and goal at the 6. Stroud under center. Pitches the ball to Singletary. Throws to the end zone. Razzle dazzle. Caught for a touchdown.
In support of Hunger Action Month, Vice President of the Houston Texans Foundation, Hannah McNair, the Lady Texans, and Texans players visited the Houston Food Bank. During their visit, the group helped sort and package food for the Houston Food Bank's Backpack Buddy program, a program that ensures school-aged youth who typically rely on meals at schools have food to take home over the weekend. The Lady Texans is an organization comprised of the wives and significant others of Texans players, coaches, and executives. They support the team and the Houston Texans Foundation with a special focus on women, youth, and military initiatives.
Bro, that's efficient. Look, yeah, look at that. That's, you moving this man. You moving with oh my goodness.
The meals that were packaged during the event will go on to help feed thousands of children in the Houston area.
We're back. Drew, Mark, voice of the Texans, Marc Vandermeer. Let's talk about C.J. Stroud a little bit more, but let's look forward. Let's do like, you're at home there or on your computer, whatever, on your phone, and you're saying, man, I've got to do my 1-year goal plans with my boss or my 3-year goal plans with my boss. So with that in mind, in 1 year, what are we going to be saying about C.J. Stroud? And then take it a little step further, in 3 years, what are we going to be saying about C.J. Stroud this time of year?
Well, you want the team to do better, right?
Sure.
You want even more out of it. But Drew, I think we all know, based on looking around the league, I always like to look around the league, how hard it is to get even to the divisional round. It's incredibly hard. It's happened 5 times in the history of this franchise, and it took 22 years to do it. Now, a lot of teams would love to get there as much as the Texans have gotten there since they first got there in 2011. But I want to see even more. You'd love to be in the AFC Championship game, advancing from that, obviously. But as far as CJ individually, continuing to throw the football as well as he did, but I want the supporting cast, as far as the running game, to rise to his level, if at all possible, or as close to it as possible, because they didn't run the ball as well as they want to this year. Singletary did a nice job. I'm not taking away from any of the good things that happened with the ground game, but you want even better things. This offense is designed to run the ball, in addition to throwing it and getting yak yards and everything they did. So let's see if everybody else around him can meet that standard of C.J. Stroud or get close to it, and then you'll have phenomenal results.
And in theory, this offense, no matter who's the coordinator, no matter who's the head coach, it has historically gotten better as far as running the ball 2nd year, 3rd year down the line, and it hasn't.
Well, think about this. Compare to Kubiak, right?
Sure.
06, you had David Carr. The offense kind of clunky, had some moments. 07, they started to make some strides.
Yeah.
08, they get into the top 4 mode. 3 out of 4 years, they finished top 4 in the league in total offensive yardage. Now, the numbers they put together this past year are the best offensive numbers since the Kubiak era, surpassing anything in the O'Brien era offensively. That's pretty good stuff, but you want to go even higher. DeMeco Ryans talks about being elite, wants to be elite, both sides of the ball. Well, let's see if they can get toward that.
Yeah, with that in mind, you have pieces that can be and are elite on the defensive side of the ball, but you need more. What's got you hopeful with the guys who are already in place and coming back about the years to come?
Well, I got Will Anderson and healthy, not playing with a ski boot on his foot. It was so heavily taped.
Which is what he
end.
had to do the final 3-4 weeks of the
Yeah,
season.
he was playing hurt, gutting it out, great, but a healthy Will Anderson, awesome. You look at the linebacking core, what Christian Harris was able to do in year 2, and the coaching up of everybody else around him who's relatively young, and then Stingley on the back end with all the picks and everything, and everybody else on the back end, Petrie and company. I'm just so excited about the foundation they have here. And you know they have, look, they have 35, 36 free agents they have to deal with here, but they have a lot of cap space, draft capital, enough to take everything up several notches, and let's see where it goes.
All right, sometimes I veer off a little bit.
Okay.
And sometimes you even get tangential as well. So
sometimes?
Let's
all the time.
Let's maybe wrap this show up with this.
Yeah.
How excited are you about the new uniforms, which are going to be unveiled the week of the draft in April? I'm not giving away any secrets, but you might not have known that. How excited are you?
Well, I'm very pumped up, but I'm still buying all the old gear, right? So I don't know where it's all going to end up. Do I still get to wear it?
You can always still wear it.
You can always still wear it. That's good stuff. People wear Oilers stuff for crying out loud, so I'm excited about that. But I can't wait for the new uniforms. They're going to look exactly like this. No, they're not. But it's going to be very cool.
He might not be too far off.
I don't know. We'll see.
There's going to be 4 different ones.
It's a mystery.
Keep with us. Keep with us. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in the weeks and the months to come. We appreciate you watching this Texans 360. Marc Vandermeer, always good to be with you.
Boom.
It's great to be with you. Thanks so much. We'll see you again. H is up.